Hello, I'm Brianna. Welcome to My Life on Paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. And welcome to Stamp It Like It's Hot, where we take a different prompt with our stamps each month. I am using a sketch by Scrap a Sketch, Lisa Sikorsky. I will have that linked below. And it's a Facebook group, and there's great sketches. Okay, so I start out with this. Our prompt today is pattern paper, and I pretty much do that. I took out Vicki Boutin papers. This is a brand new Vicki Boutin stamp. I was lucky to be able to go to She Loves Color to shop. I did not sign up for classes or workshops or anything like that, but I just went to shop one day and I picked up a whole bunch of things, and I'm going to try to do a haul share, but I got these fabulous new stamps. All right, so I'm taking just scraps of paper that I have for Vicki Boutin, and currently I'm thinking about using that pattern paper background, and then I was going to stamp over the top of it. You can see in the sketch that it's got that line of like labels or tickets on the left-hand side, and I was going to kind of flip that where my items were going to be on the right-hand side. So when you see me putting the papers behind the um, picture, I'm quite like literal. I'm very visual, and I'm doing exactly what I'm doing it opposite to what the picture was, because that's the way I roll. Um, and you will see I switch it out for white paper, spoiler. But right now I'm trying to wrap my brain around stamping these flowers on the rest of the paper, not where the like labels and tickets are. So I'm really just kind of eyeballing my photo, trimming out these papers. Um, Here's one piece of paper that I thought I was going to use like that, and it's got a pretty, well, the back of it is oranges. You're going to see that in a moment, and it just gives it another pop of color that I was looking for. So I go between the two sides. I have to warn you that I did lose some footage in that I thought I was turning it on, the recording on, and I was actually turning it off. But you'll get to see most of the process, and I can walk you through that. So far, two of the layers are attached and glued, but that third one is not. And then this right third, or no, I think I have four. And then this is number 5. This is the last one, so it's the skinny one on the back. And yes, I could have absolutely preserved more Vicki Boutin paper and just put a little piece on the top and a little piece on the bottom to make it look like it was a full piece going down. But in the interest of time, after doing, 30 days of sketches for a month, eh, I like to use a full sheet, and so that it's perfectly lined up and I don't have to think very hard on it. All right, so this is where I am gonna like think hard on, do I really want to use this piece of paper? And I would love to use that piece of paper, but with the stamping prompt, I just didn't know how it was gonna stamp over that pattern paper. So now I will get those final layers adhered down and then bring in my white paper. And this is a Vicki Boutin. Now, there's different types of mixed media paper. The one that the picture is sitting on is a Vicki Boutin like mixed media thicker paper that is meant for mixed media so that it doesn't warp and things. The little piece on the left is a little scrap piece, but that is like a watercolor. And I think, or maybe it's just regular. At some point, I bring out watercolor. I bet this is just regular paper. Okay, but I want to see how this works. So I have my Tim Holtz watercolor crayons, and I think I tried this one before, and it's not working. Surprise, surprise. So what I do is bring out my Close to My Heart inks, um, that are about 20 years old, but they still work very well, and I will use them until they die. And I'm seasoning these new stamps on my arm. So there is like I don't know, in manufacturing, they get a thin layer or something on them. So if you use the oils on your arm, you can season those so that they have a nice crisp image. And I'm just checking colors right now to make sure that they're the colors that I want. And I apologize, I'm half off camera, but with stamping, I tend to bring it closer to myself, and I just wasn't paying attention to where this was stamping. And I pulled the colors that I'm using out of the paper. So we have like a bright pink and a blue, a orange, and like I don't know, I'm terrible with if it's aqua turquoise color. And I'm coloring, so this is know, I think this, oh my goodness. I think this is, yeah, this is watercolor paper. Sorry, that is watercolor paper. So I'm just trying out to make sure that it it's doing what I want it to. And you can see the pretty shading of the blue down there. I'm actually gonna cut that one out and use it on the page. Next, I will move things around so that I can do the pattern paper on the page. And my pattern paper is only going to be stamped on the left side because it is in place of those labels on the left side of the sketch. But I'm definitely making pattern paper, so I hope that is okay with everybody. You certainly could use the same technique and go over the whole paper. Now, after I stamp all these, and I'm sorry for the camera shake, after I stamp all these flowers, then I think, oh, I could have put leaves in there. And, I probably could have put still leaves in there. I could have cut out leaves and like placed them on top or popped them up, but I just really liked seeing all the, after after doing the work, after coloring them in and, doing the watercolor and stamping them, I just wanted to show them off so I don't do any leaves. And honestly, when I cut some out, so instead of the stars on the right-hand side, I'm using flowers as well. And then there I could have used leaves and I didn't. So, but I do really like the way this turns out. So the next time I use this stamp, I will definitely be using the leaves along with the flowers. Here I am stamping off the stamp, and instead of like cleaning it or, using a product to clean it, I just stamp it off so that there's not residual color on it. And that works pretty good. Ooh, and I should tell you while we're stamping here, the colors I'm using for the Tim Holtz to color them in will be picked raspberry, salty ocean, marmalade, and savage patina. I do come in later, I'm going to forget to say this, and do the middles of the flowers, and that is going to be using mustard seed. So I mentioned She Loves Color. It is in Brookfield near Milwaukee, Wisconsin, once a year, and there's a whole bunch of talented people that put on classes and such. Uh, the sign up was like right after the last one, and which was last week, and they're already sold out. But I got to meet Vicki Boutin while I went there to go shopping. So I do have a picture of myself with Vicki Boutin, and I'm very excited about that. So I've got everything stamped out, and I will get my Tim Holtz watercolor pencils out to color those in. I've trimmed out it was my sample flower. Um, and that's going to go on the right side instead of the stars. And I will not make you watch me color this all in, and we will jump ahead in a moment. Below is a playlist with everyone that is playing along with Mad About Mini paper pads. It is a series that is the first Saturday of every month, and every month we have a different prompt. We have done stamping a background before, and I will do my best to remember to link my video from last time down below. It was leaves. It was fall leaves, and it turned out quite nice, if I do say so myself. This is a picture of my husband and my middle daughter Meredith. We had gone to Florida last January, the whole family, and they were playing Connect Four, and you can tell that Meredith lost and Daryl won. Next, I'm going to go, this is more watercolor paper, and I will stamp the flowers over here that I will be using on the right side in addition to the one I've already done. And they're going to be exactly the same as the one on the left side. It's just that I'm going to cut them out, and they're on a different form of paper. Here we jump way ahead, and you can see the flowers are finished. They're all, I used the water with a paintbrush to get them the watercolor look. I did the middles. There was a different stamp for that. Some of them, actually, I used a circle punch for all of them, some bigger, some smaller. And then, and I popped up the ones on the right on foam. And then I am using my ink pad to make in a little bit of water to make some splatters all over. And then I put on my title, it says Good Times, a little bit to the right from where the title is on the sketch. I hope that this has inspired you and that you will get your stamps out and try stamping on a scrapbook page. If you do have any questions or comments at all, please leave them down below. I always appreciate interacting with everyone and getting to know you. I want to thank you all for being here, for subscribing, the likes, the comments. I have been enjoying this so much and I am enjoying growing my channel. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you have a fabulous day and please come back and see me again soon.